Hey guys, it's Arcean. I'm back. It's been a while. Ugh. Hey guys, the reason why it's been so long is because I've had some pretty psychological issues, pretty bad ones. I found someone that I really liked, and we kind of went down a bunny hole together, metaphorically. We learned a whole bunch of stuff about ourselves, including some stuff we didn't quite want to know about. I think in the end it was more beneficial that I learned these things than I didn't, but it was kind of a clusterfuck. So, I'm back now. This is not me trying to get a shoulder to cry on, but at least you understand what's going on. If I could give you guys any advice, it's this. Whatever happens in your life, no matter what, if it's social, just tell yourself this. I will be okay. That's the best advice I could probably give any of you. But I am back now, and I'm very glad to see all of you. I hope all of you have been doing very well, because Lord knows that's amazing. Well, today we have a video from Jacklyn Glenn, and of course this video is a little bit old, but I think it needs to be done. For one specific reason. I have found the perfect argument to show there's a reason why transgenderism is absolutely a mental disorder. Many people will go ahead and say it's not because I'm a supposed bigot. That's not an argument. I'm going to skip to a part of the video to just debunk one big part that she tries to talk about so that we all understand the truth for the rest of her video.
I made a video actually on this about, I think it was 4 years ago. I hate watching my old videos because a lot of them I used to be religious back then, so I would say, as a Christian, I think this, and this is an example of that. But even whenever I was religious, I wasn't bigoted or closed-minded enough to know that gender is not something that we can define by just X, Y, XX chromosomes. There are a lot of different things that happen during fetal development that can determine whether or not you are born female or male. There are people out there who have XX chromosomes that are born as a man. There are people out there that are XY that are born as a woman biologically. Something could happen where the mother produces extra testosterone, or she doesn't produce enough testosterone, or the baby has an insensitivity to testosterone. You never know what could happen. So I'm gonna play you a clip from that video I made 4 years ago. Don't judge me.
And I gave you the example already of extra testosterone being introduced. You can also have XY, which would be a man, and the baby has some kind of insensitivity or inability to process the testosterone that is there. So then even though they're XY, they're born a full-fledged female.
So that's me about 4 years ago. I was in my first year of med school, I believe, and I filmed this video outside. I was in the Midwest on a farm in the middle of nowhere. I believe you can hear cows mooing in the background, so. Hey guys, so a lot of people have been tweeting me a link to this guy's video who made a horribly bigoted video on transgender people. It was one of those things that was extremely cringy for me to get through and watch, but it's a conversation that I've been seeing happen on a lot of different people's videos, not just this guy's, but I'm going to respond and hopefully it covers a lot of the topics that people have been thinking about lately.
Man, I'm so bored. What can I do that's really disgusting but is socially acceptable for some reason and will get me lots of attention?
I know, you can post a horribly bigoted video on YouTube that makes an entire group of people feel like they're not as good as you. Meanwhile, you can make yourself feel like you're smarter and better than all of them, and get lots of attention.
I got it. Please, call me Jacklyn.
That sounds too much like Jacklyn. So his bright idea, his light bulb moment was to put a wig on, put some shitty makeup on, and say, hey, look at me, I'm transgender, and offend a bunch of people. Brilliant. Actually, no, it's even worse than that. He's going to make a video where he assumes the role of an expert on all issues regarding transgender rights, and he's gonna tell you the truth.
Hey guys, Hunter Avalone here, and I really hope you're ready for this video, 'cause I know I am. Let's begin. Truth is, being transgender is not normal.
Oh God, I have been making videos on LGBT rights for a long time, for years and years and years, and this is one of the arguments that I hear regurgitated all the time. It's not normal, you guys. And I'm so irritated. I'm so tired of hearing this said like it's this fact of just brilliance that everyone's gonna be like, oh, you're right, it's not normal. The fuck does being normal mean? Should we just all go by your standards? That's like the bar we should set? Oh, Hunter thinks that this is not normal, and Hunter thinks that this is normal. Now we know how to live our lives. Thank you, Hunter. You can say something is uncommon, but just because it doesn't happen often doesn't mean that it's not normal. Normal is just an arbitrary standard that you are setting that no one else honestly could give a shit about. But unfortunately, a lot of people apply this standard of normalcy to people, and if you don't fit into their category of what they think is socially acceptable, they judge you for it. And whenever it comes to people differing on their sexual orientation or the way that they identify, whenever it comes to gender, there are a lot of factors obviously that come into play whenever discussing these things, but for the sake of argument, I'm going to stick to biological arguments, because whenever it comes to talking about what's normal or natural, there are biological reasons that go behind a lot of these things that I think are important.
So, let's get to the root of her argument. It's pretty much prefaced on the idea that hormones determine gender and sex. They don't. Allow me to give you a reason why. First off, most hormones actually have nothing to do with sex. Adrenaline is a non-sex-based hormone. Both men and women have it. It's a hormone that's secreted to give you more energy to run away in a fight or flight situation from a predator or danger of any kind, or fight. There is also norepinephrine, also known as noradrenaline. That's the hormone that is secreted by your brain whenever you just feel sad. Serotonin is its opposite when you feel happy. There's also dopamine, which gives you a relaxed, high feeling of euphoria. There are several hormones that have nothing to do with it, and even then, both men and women have testosterone. It's used for muscle development and other normal functions that your body is already designed to do. But these are things that are used as fuel, like gasoline, by your body. They, in no way, shape, or form, are things by themselves that cause your body to do anything. Your body's already designed to do this stuff. Your DNA is the building blocks of your life. They are the blueprints. They are the ones that determine how your body will function. It's important that we remember that, because in no way, shape, or form do hormones decide your gender. Your gender is just your perception of your sex. If you cannot correctly perceive your sex, you have a mental disorder, and that's what transgenderism is.
Not my best video, but at least I wasn't closed-minded, even though I said this.
You say God created man and God created woman. God created a lot of other variations in between too.
No, he fucking didn't! No!
And in my personal opinion, that's how they were supposed to be.
I went there. God made you that way. I do cringe at some of my older videos. And there are a lot of mistakes that I made in that video watching it back, but that was my best attempt at trying to be open-minded and use biological facts to back me up. But
What facts? Jacklyn, the only reason why people watch you is because they want to fuck you. That's it.
But I do highly suggest that you seek the advice of trained professionals in this area. I know PZ Myers and I had our falling out years ago, but he is extremely educated in the field of embryology, and I know this because I've seen him debate people using that knowledge, and he's absolutely killed it because some people just do not know how to science. So if you want more details to that topic, I will leave a link to an article that he wrote on the pathways to sex in the description below. One interesting thing that he said was, while testosterone is a signal that regulates male ducts, testosterone must be converted into DHT, the signal that regulates development of the external genitalia.
And the key word there is regulate, which is wrong. It does not regulate it. Testosterone itself does not regulate anything. Testosterone is what is used by the things that regulate your body to do so. In other words, testosterone is like gas in a car. It does not tell you how far you can go. It gives you the ability to go. Your car determines that.
Defects in the enzyme responsible for this conversion can lead to individuals with male internal plumbing, including testes, but female external genitalia. Sex isn't all or nothing, but a whole series of switches. And it gets way more complicated than that in the article, but I did want to quote that one part because it kind of goes along with what I was saying before. It is not just this simple thing that you can look at XXXY. Chromosomes don't say everything.
Sorry, but the idea that you're a man trapped in a woman's body or a woman trapped in a man's body is simply not normal. When people get their body parts hacked off and replaced with new ones during a sex change, that simply is not normal.
Getting body parts hacked off? I mean, come on, could you word that in a way that suits your agenda even more? Do you talk about plastic surgeries like that? That girl got a nose job. She got part of her face hacked off. No one
Yes, I would, Jacklyn, because all transition surgery is completely 110% cosmetic. There's absolutely nothing about it other than testosterone replacement, which is such a minute part of it, that actually has function. People who transition from a male to a female do not have a womb and do not have the ability to sexually reproduce and give birth to a child in that fashion. They cannot produce sperm, nor can they do any of the other functions that truly define gender and sex. You're wrong, once again, because you have nothing to talk about, so you just jump to you're an atheist.
Talks like this. And let's not forget to mention that a lot of people who are transgender don't even get surgery. So what about them?
How does that prove your point, you idiots?
Despite what the left-wing hypocrites have to say, I don't think we should just shrug our shoulders and accept this very strange behavior. I think we should work together and get these people help.
And get these people help. Yeah, you really care about helping them since you made a video so hateful. I'm sure you really care about their general well-being.
You haven't articulated what was hateful about it. You just said, I don't like it, so I hate it, so it's hateful. Blech.
I posted something about this issue on my Facebook and Twitter earlier today, and I had people even there responding about how they feel these people need help and that we need more developments in the field of psychology so we can figure them out. And you know what? I'm not an expert on this topic, and I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below, but based off of what I know, you know, the little that I do know about embryology, it's not just a mental thing. You don't think your way into this. There's biology that goes behind it. No amount of conversion therapy is going to change how you developed as a fetus. And regardless of that, conversion therapy has been proven to not work. Are we still in that mindset that gay people aren't right? Do they need to go through conversion therapy too? It's
Two things, Jacklyn. Number one, the reason why conversion therapy doesn't work on gay people is because homosexuality is not only possible, it doesn't hinder human survival. Number two, there is no reason for someone to be able to transition to different genders. Humans have been reproducing heterosexually for years, and it's not going to stop soon.
brutal. Google some of the things that they do to people in conversion therapy and tell me you don't think it's really fucked up. And if a transgender person chooses to get gender reassignment surgery, it's not something that they can just walk into a clinic and get. They have to go through extensive therapy to determine that that's really the best choice for them. Doctors have to determine that this surgery would be beneficial to the person's mental health. This is something that's evaluated. They have to get letters of recommendation. It's an entire process. It's not just, well, I want to get body parts hacked off today.
Not only are those standards not strict enough in my book, but here's the thing. Hunter Avallone is trying to articulate how the media and the leftist idiots like you are trying to change that. How you're trying to make it even easier for people to transition into something that they will never be.
Put yourself in their shoes. This is something that frustrates me so much, that people lack the empathy. They lack the ability to imagine what it would be like to feel that way. They can't imagine it, therefore they don't even think about somebody else's feelings. Well, I don't have to deal with it, therefore it's not a problem.
You unbelievably arrogant idiot. Let me explain something to you, Jacklyn. I was born with Asperger's syndrome. I know exactly what it's like to feel ostracized. I look just like you, you know, as in physically, not female, but male, except I don't talk like you. I grew up with a disorder that makes it so that way I don't know how to always communicate with other people. I always felt, for most of my life, actually for pretty much all of it, like there was some big inside joke that everyone was laughing about, and I was the butt of it, and I had no way of ever asking what it was and why it's funny. Or unless I knew how to talk to people, which I already didn't. Okay? So I know exactly what it's like to feel like things are horrible and like everyone hates you. Here's the difference, Jacklyn. Okay? My teachers didn't say this. They never said to me, Jeremy, listen to me. You need to have everyone feel bad for you. That's not what they told me. What they told me is you need to learn how to not only how to be okay with yourself, but also how to see things through other people's ways of looking. And they need to learn how to do that with you too. You need to be able to empathize with other people and understand how that works, and you'll feel better. So when it comes to transgender people, my solution is give them an actual solution. Give them the ability to feel comfortable with the gender they were born in. Give them psychological help so that way they don't kill themselves. It's called compassion. It's called making sure that they're okay by acknowledging that it's a disorder.
2015, a Johns Hopkins psychiatrist named Dr. Paul McHugh says that being transgender is a mental disorder and a sex change is biologically impossible.
Dr. Paul McHugh. Well, let's look up this guy and see what the internet has to say about him. Oh, check it out. Meet the doctors social conservatives depend on to justify anti-transgender hate.
Where the hell did you get this article from? Oh, that explains everything.
Of course this guy would get mentioned. Apparently he has something against the entire LGBT community and he's been widely debunked.
The entire notion that gender is just a social construct and you can pick and choose your gender is a bunch of Tumblr bullcrap.
And that's exactly what I'm saying. You cannot pick and choose your gender. It's something that is inside of you and you cannot change it. Glad we agree on something. Dipshit.
This absolutely ridiculous idea opens the door to all kinds of insanity.
Oh, here we go. Slippery slope fallacy.
You can't just say, ooh, here we go, slippery slope fallacy. You actually have to prove why that is, okay? Yes, there is a slippery slope, okay? And he's about to prove it. And he's right.
For example, this 52-year-old father ditched his family and now identifies as a 6-year-old girl.
I can't deny I was married. I can't deny I have children. But I've moved forward now, and I've gone back to being a child.
Even worse, this 20-year-old Norwegian nutcase identifies as a cat now.
Jeg Nano, 7 år. Jeg har vært katt hele livet.
You think she's crazy right now? Just wait until you see her after she's eaten the catnip. Because of this ridiculous gender notion, you are opening the door to insanity.
Oh, okay. That's how we're gonna do it. All right, let me try this. Let me be you for a second. Oh my God. So I was at this barbecue with this girl, Jacklyn Glenn, and she wouldn't eat the meat, okay? She wouldn't eat the steak and she wouldn't eat the chicken because she cared about animals and she ate tofu. Ew, I mean, that is just not normal. People were meant to eat meat. What she's doing is not normal and it's not natural. I mean, if you're gonna eat tofu and not eat what I think you should be eating, that just opens the door to eating a bunch of other crazy shit. She doesn't want to eat animals, so what is she gonna do? Start eating inanimate objects? That's what's next. Slippery slope fallacy.
That is the definition of a false equivalency. But I'll leave links in the description below talking about why vegetarianism is unnatural.
My name is Bria. I'm 19 years old. And I'm addicted to eating sand. I just love the crunch. It's always good on top of food, like a seasoning or something. I've taken a tortilla chip, dipped them in sand and ate them, and it gave the chip the best crunch that I've ever got in my entire life.
My name is Jennifer, and I'm addicted to eating mattresses.
Just because nothing intelligent here is being said, I think I'm just gonna give you guys a little bit of fan service. Oh yeah!
Yeah, see, those examples totally make sense. So if you're a vegetarian and you don't eat meat, then the next thing is definitely
Needs more fan service. Oh, yes.
Chromosomes are what give you your gender, and they cannot be changed. It doesn't matter how much testosterone or how much estrogen you get pumped into you.
That's just flat out incorrect. I've already explained that you can have an XY chromosome and be born a full-fledged female if the baby in utero has some insensitivity to testosterone. Also,
You haven't explained jack shit, Jacklyn.
you can be XX and be born a man. Chromosomes do not determine your gender. And if you
Everything she just said is a biological impossibility. However, there are some situations in which you can be born with chromosomes that don't exactly correlate to your gender right away. Such examples are Turner syndrome, Klinefelter syndrome, and XXY syndrome.
Lastly, truth is, transgenders deserve rights just like everyone else, but they do not deserve extra rights.
Oh my God, this argument. This is the same shit that I've been hearing for years whenever it comes to LGBT rights. Back whenever gay marriage was not legalized, they don't want equal rights, they want extra rights. As though marriage wasn't something that straight people could do, that gay people couldn't. They wanted the equal right to be able to get married. Transgender people want the equal right to be able to take a shit in the appropriate bathroom. And I know a lot of people have issues with this, which is why I made a video on it earlier, where I think we should just have gender neutral bathrooms. I think that that would solve the entire problem. Who cares? A man dressing up as a woman just so that he can go into a woman's restroom and creep on women is illegal, and whether or not transgender people are allowed the equal rights that they should have does not change the fact that doing illegal shit is illegal and that you could be arrested for it. This is not in any way condoning creepers in bathrooms.
Except for the ones that you support or that didn't get the surgery that you just talked about a few minutes ago, Jacklyn.
Let's not forget to mention that a lot of people who are transgender don't even get surgery. So what about them? Also, transgender people aren't doing that kind of thing. You do not hear stories about transgender people creeping. It doesn't happen. That's not the kind of person that you need to view as a predator because statistically, they're not. And now, just for fun, let's take a look at the bigoted comments in his comments section, and I cannot believe that this video still has more likes than dislikes. Transgender people be like, let's play dress up, because apparently
Alright, gentlemen, I think we all know what we could do that is far more productive than reading those comments.
There's one comment that I agree with. The truth about Christians like Hunter Avalone is they don't give two shits about nature, children, or people. They just want to go after whatever vulnerable group they can to bully them. There is a reason young people are leaving their churches in droves. They sure give God a bad name. You give God a bad name. Anyways, that pretty much sums up my thoughts on this topic. Let me know everything that you think in the comment section below.
Here's what I think, Jacklyn. So for all you pervert men, and of course for all of you women who like other women, thank you very much for watching, and subscribe.